Hello, our spooky, lovely friends. Welcome to Should I Watch That? This is our special Halloween episode.
And I'm Rachel, and we are here to spook your little brains out today. A whole spooky season. Okay, I'm gonna start. I'm just gonna start like with my little background, y'all. I was born and raised in North Carolina, United States, and as a little Southern girl, I was so strange and weird, and always loved paranormal stuff, supernatural stuff, scary stuff. We would like build a fort. Me and my cousins and my siblings would like build a fort under the dining room table and tell scary stories. And I would read like the R.L. Stine Goosebumps books. And I mean, I was a spooky little creature, okay? And I still am, and I love it. So this is my like all-time favorite time of year. So Halloween and spooky season just has a special little place in my black, cold, dead heart. So I'm especially happy to talk to you all today because we're going to talk about mine and Janet's favorite spooky movies. Janet has just movies, but I've got a couple TV shows on my list. But we kind of wanted to just treat you all to some of the things that we really like in the spooky universe, and hopefully you like too.
And if you haven't heard of some of these movies or TV shows, maybe this is your opportunity to take a couple of notes and pick something to watch over the next week or for the rest of your life, because it doesn't have to be just at Halloween.
That's correct.
And you are still a spooky little creature, and I appreciate that about you.
I sure am.
So similar to Rachel, I was actually born in Virginia, but spent the majority of my life living in North Carolina. And I was such a good little girl. I knew I was weird, but I never hadn't met any weirdos to like to mesh with yet. And I was part of a church youth group. And sometimes if it wasn't really churchy youth group things on a Sunday night, we would go to somebody's house and watch a movie. And I was too young to watch what I watched, but we all watched A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh my God.
I had never seen a horror movie before. I didn't even know these.
How old were you?
I think I could drive. So maybe 16. But again, kind of a protected young lass I was. Taken aback, if you want to call it that, by Nightmare on Elm Street. I had never seen such a thing. And I think that's maybe around the time my dark and twisty side started to shine. So yeah.
Yeah. I love that for you.
Thank you.
I specifically remember my first horror movie was at I think I was turning 11 and had a sleepover with a bunch of friends. And my mother let us watch the original It.
The clown.
Yes, it was so scary. And all of us little 11-year-old girls, 10 and 11, screaming our brains out. I was so scared. So yeah, that was peak parenting there.
Rachel, I literally, and I'm not making this up for a dramatic podcast moment, I just had a flashback. I was probably closer to 10 or 11 myself. My parents had gone out for the night, and I stayed with my grandma and grandpa. And I don't even know the name of this movie, but that was the first scary. Oh my God, it's all coming back to me. There was a weird little creature that looked sort of like he was from a tribal region or Africa or something. And he looked
like a shrunken head.
But he had a body. He was like a tchotchke, a really weird one that would anyway, but he comes to life. And he's chasing the woman around the house. Like he's hiding under the bed and he bit her ankle. Like she puts him in the microwave and tries to kill him and she can't.
Oh my God.
And I don't know if my grandparents really realized what was happening until we had gotten farther into it. Traumatized me. Tears.
Oh.
as a young child.
Uh-huh.
Whew. That
and
was
we
rough.
still remember.
I just went back there in my mind.
That's hilarious. You know, I feel like my parents let me watch a lot of things they shouldn't have when I was too young. Just saying. But, you know, that was growing up in the 80s and 90s. They didn't give a shit. We were feral.
And that's what makes you the beautiful woman you are
Thank
today.
you. Yes.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
they didn't teach me about credit score or credit card or anything useful in life, but I did learn how to play kick the ball or kick the can or whatever. Some of those outside games that kids don't play anymore. Anyways, enough nostalgia. Are you ready to get kicked off? You want to get started on our list?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So, dear listeners, Janet and I compared lists, and these first 5 that we're going to talk about were on both of our lists. So, we created our little list separately, and then we were like, oh, look, these are the ones we have together. So, we want to start off with those. And first and foremost, I want to start with The Shining, which was released in 1980, and it stars Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall. And it's about a writer's descent into madness unfolds as isolation and sinister forces take hold in a remote mountain hotel. Spooky stuff.
So spooky. And this one was directed by Stanley Kubrick.
Mm-hmm.
It was... I can't even put my finger on what made it so frightening.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the hotel was a character in the movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It was and if anybody hasn't seen The Shining, like, I'm sorry, it's time, catch up, y'all.
It's so good.
But Jack Nicholson really sold it. I mean, he's got the creepiest smile, and his whole affect is just not normal, and it was perfect for this role and for this movie.
It was perfect. And this was based on a book written by Stephen King. And we've got a couple other Stephen Kings out there, but Stephen, if you've read Stephen King, in my opinion, I'm a big reader. His books are thick and they are hard to get through because they are just really dense. But the movie, I feel like the film did, you know how sometimes book to movie adaptations aren't so good? Stephen King's adaptations, for the most part, are pretty decent, and The Shining is one of them. I mean, it was just so well made and like just stands the test of time. I think I rewatched this earlier this year too. I was like, you know what? I haven't watched this movie in forever. It was on. I was bored. It's so good. It's just spooky.
And the little girls at the end of the hallway, like that always creeped me out too.
Yes, and Red Rum.
Oh, I know that
was actually
kid.
Pretty good.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh. Ooh.
I'm so scared I have to hang up now. And this is sort of like an off thing. The only thing about it was Shelley Duvall, and I've seen like background, like the making of and things like that. And apparently Stanley Kubrick like pushed her to a breaking point, having her, refilm scenes over and over again until he got what he wanted, to the point where she was emotionally unstable with some of the days of filming. But I also would never have put her with Jack Nicholson. Like, she would never have been my first choice as an actress for that movie. I wouldn't have put somebody like a Margot Robbie. I wouldn't have put someone, that hot and gorgeous or whatever as the lead. But Shelley Duvall always felt like a weird choice to me. And not that that's relevant, because the movie...
Yeah. No, I thought she did really well.
So.
And you can tell that she's probably having a legitimate mental breakdown. So she did a great job. They did it.
They did it.
Next up, you want to do the next one?
Okay.
Sorry. Okay.
No, go
Next
ahead.
up, we've got Paranormal Activity, and this was released in 2007. And they have more now. There's, I don't know, sequels and such. But it stars Katie Featherston and Micah Sloat. and it's told through found footage. A young couple sets up cameras to capture the eerie presence haunting their home. I just thought that this movie was so scary, like, especially the first time I saw it, I think it's that found footage perspective that just makes it so spooky. Oh, excuse me. So I really like that one. Tell us, Janet, about you.
I I love the found footage concept. And even if I watch fiction that's set up as found footage, clearly like Paranormal Activity, it still creeps me the fuck out every time because I just jump straight into believing it. But for me, with Paranormal Activity, half the time it's like you can see scary things that scare you, but sometimes the absence of the scary thing is just as scary, and that's what really got me about this one. Because you never see the monster, like you're always waiting for that monster at the end or that ghoul or demon or whatever is doing this to them. But when they start recording themselves sleeping at night, and they're flipping and flopping and twisting and turning, and then all of a sudden she gets up and she's standing and she's just watching him sleep. Or then you see the covers slowly, like the sheets pulling away from them, but there's nothing down there pulling the sheet.
And those like go back to like childhood fears, like you don't put your feet outside the covers at night. You don't dangle your foot over the side of the bed. Okay. That kind of that plays on like those childhood fears a lot too, which I mean, my daughter's 8 and she still like says things like that. Like, Mom, I can't have my foot out, like cover, So I feel like that's a very universal thing. And yes, so scary. Oh, I found that especially the first one. I don't know that I've seen the sequels or anything, but the first one got me. I was like, holy shit, this is scary. Yeah.
Yes. And you get sucked in. Yeah. You can't look away because you keep waiting for that thing to show up and it never shows up. Hey, and tell your beautiful daughter that she can't kick her foot out now, but once she hits menopause, she'll be kicking everything out from underneath the covers. So, no matter if they're demons or not. So,
all right. Next up on both of our favorites list is favorites. I don't know if I'd call them favorites, but the spookiest. This next one, Hereditary. Released in 2018, it stars Toni Collette and Alex Wolff. And this is about a family unravels horrifying secrets about their ancestry after the death of their matriarch, leading to an unholy fate. Now, I got to tell you something about this movie. I've seen it exactly one time, and I don't think that I could ever watch it again, but it sticks with me to this day. And I think it's the same for you, Janet. We've talked about this one before, not on the pod, but just in life. It is crazy.
This one and also another one on our list were both directed by Ari Aster. If you are familiar with him, I suggest you watch everything he's been involved in.
Yeah.
If you're dark and twisty. And I don't know if my friend William is listening to the podcast, but I'm going to message him and tell him that it's all his fault because he knew I'm a movie, TV show girl, and someone had recommended that he watch Hereditary. So he messaged me one night and he said, "Have you ever watched this?" I said, "I've never even heard of it." And he goes, "Well, watch it for me and see if you think I would like it." So, of course, like you said, what else am I going to do, I was permanently damaged by what I saw on the screen in this movie. And I messaged him after it was over and told him that any therapy that I needed to resolve my issues after watching this movie would be billed to him. And it was all his fault and that I would never forgive him for asking me to watch it.
We're going to spoil it. There's a decapitation scene, everybody. That's the one that got me. You anticipate it because of the series of events that lead up to it, and it is just as horrifying as you would think it would be, and then some. So yeah, we have been scarred
And I think I guess maybe anticipation
Yes.
is one of the key things in this movie that damaged me, because after said decapitation, and again, a little bit
Mm-hmm.
spoiler here, the son comes home, parks the car in the driveway, whatever, gets out of the car, goes upstairs, and goes to bed. And the next morning, you know what is waiting for mom and dad. You're just, know, and you can't stop it. You know what's going to happen. And I have never felt anything like
it's a
that in
sickening,
another
like,
movie
I
that I've
can
watched.
still close
ever.
my eyes right now and picture that scene, and it still makes me want to vomit. So yeah, I would say if you like the spooky scaries, then that's one to watch.
And it's not just kind of gory in that sense. There's a overwhelming
there's more to it than that,
supernatural
but that one
aspect
particular
to it.
thing is really what sticks in my brain.
So
next on the list for us that we both had is Midsummer, and that was released in 2019, and that's by the same director, right? Yeah, okay. So this one stars Florence Pugh and Jack Rayner, and it's about a grieving woman joins her boyfriend's friends for a Swedish festival that turns from serene to unspeakably sinister under the midnight sun. And similarly to Hereditary, it's just like has aspects of it that are just horrifying. And dare I say, body horror. I think I'm realizing that I am mostly grossed out and scared by body horror type things because it just feels real, you know? Like,
but it's unnatural at the same time. But you're seeing it happen,
right? And because it's
real
happening
in the moment
to
if you're
bodies,
into the
and we
movie.
have a body. You know what I mean? Like, that's what makes those types of movies scary for me. Is like, oh, I just like, oh.
Okay, so I have a question. So, like, if I didn't have a body and I was just like a free floating head, would it bother me as much?
I don't know,
think, in
Janet.
your
You tell
professional
me.
opinion?
I've never been a free floating head.
Okay. All right.
So I wouldn't know.
So the other thing about Midsummer, and I always want to call it
This way,
Midsommar, but I know it's Midsummer, the way it's spelled. The fact that it was so freaking dark and twisty and strange and Ari Aster-ish, but the whole time the sun was shining so brightly, and it was green grass and blue skies and
yes, I was just thinking
juxtaposition.
it.
Is that the word I'm looking for? Crazy to me how you can have something that bright and beautiful and what should be happy, because who, like, a beautiful blue sky, sunny day, green grass, like, and then it just fucks you up.
That was a goodie. The next one on our list is The Blair Witch Project, and that was released in 1999. And a little fact about this one, I'm pretty confident that this was the very first scary movie I saw in theaters. So in 1999, I would have been like 15, almost 15, 14, 15. And I remember being scared shitless. So this movie stars Heather Donahue, Joshua Leonard, and Michael C. Williams. My gosh. And this is another found footage movie. It's where 3 filmmakers vanish in the woods while documenting the local legend of the Blair Witch. And this was also like pre-reality TV. So it felt extremely real. It was one of like the first of its kind of. So I remember thinking after I saw it that it was real. Yes, they did.
They hyped it as real. I mean, like, all of that's probably one of the biggest, hyped up movies that I recall in, the last however many years. But they really promoted it like it was something that actually happened and that the Blair Witch was real. And even at the beginning of the movie, they had interviews with people asking them about the Blair Witch. And yes. And that was the first movie I had seen, like the found footage kind of thing. And it there's something that just feels so real about it. It feels unscripted, even though it is scripted. Because you're like, I'm just holding up a video camera, or a phone. Back in the day, it was a video camera.
But I think that also speaks to the time it was released, because we hadn't been experienced to we're so desensitized now to reality TV and everything being on video and camera and whatever. Wasn't that way when this was released. So I feel like that helped it be scarier at the time. I think if it was released now, people would not react the same.
No.
Sure.
I mean, it might do okay. It would probably go straight to Netflix or something. Yeah. I also remember when at the end of the movie, I was like, I should take a Dramamine, because they were kind of all over the place with the camera.
That's true.
But the last scene, and I feel like at the time I saw this movie, I was pretty much used to resolution of some sort when I watched movies or TV shows. And at the end of the movie, he's just standing facing the corner in that house in the dark. And it was over.
So scary.
And my mind was blown. And whew.
So that's that wraps up our top our 5 that were crossovers for both mine and Janet's list. So Janet, do you want to do the next one off of your list?
Sure. And I mentioned this kind of earlier in the episode, but A Nightmare on Elm Street. It was released in 1984. Heather Langenkamp and then Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. A group of teens are hunted in their dreams by Freddy Krueger, a burned killer who strikes while they sleep. And there's so much more to it than that. And especially when you're, 16 years old and pretty naive and sheltered. And you see the claw and the hand and the face. And, yeah. Like if I watched it now, I would probably laugh at it, kind of like, oh my God, are you serious? Please. But at the time, and I hate it when people say, like, Star Wars, for its time, it was the best movie in the blah, blah, blah. And I'm always like, shut up. But here I am doing it. For its time, like Nightmare on Elm Street, I remember how I felt after watching it.
And that's what movies are about.
Horrified.
Right? Is how it makes you feel. So
yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually seen Nightmare on Elm Street, but dear listeners, Janet and I tried to come up with a concept for this Halloween episode, and we decided, well, let's watch a couple of classic Halloween movies, including the original Halloween. I started that movie and I got about 20 minutes in and I was like, Janet, I can't watch this. It's so bad. Because of the times, it was just like a man in a mask walking around and lurking behind bushes. I couldn't get into it. I couldn't. So anyways, that's why we decided, let's just like give folks our faves. But
and I did, after Rachel texted me, I was like, well, I'm not even going to bother, because if she can't get through 20 minutes of it, then I know I don't have the patience.
And that one's like
to
such
even
a classic,
try.
but I couldn't do it. Maybe I'll give it another shot another time. But anyways.
Yeah.
So the next one on my list, and really one of my all-time spooky favorites, is American Horror Story, the TV show. The first season was released in 2011, and it stars Jessica Lange, Sarah Paulson, Evan Peters, among many, 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 many other amazing actors and actresses. And it's an anthology horror series where each season explores a new nightmarish theme, from haunted houses and asylums to witches, cults, and the apocalypse. And I will say that I think the first couple of seasons were my favorites, like better than some of the newer seasons. Apocalypse was not as good as the haunted house. Like season 1, so good. That was the haunted house one. Asylum, so good. And that one spurned the spinoff Ratchet, starring Sarah Paulson, which was also amazing. The witch season I thought was really good. The cult season was decent, but then we got to like Hotel, and I was like, meh. But overall, I felt like that series was just so good.
I'm with you. It started off on a really high note. the original season. And I sort of liked the way they would bring the same actors back in.
Yeah.
No matter what they were doing. I liked the one about
the
Croatoan.
colony.
Do you remember that one? Kathy Bates was.
That was Roanoke.
Kathy Bates. That was a good one. Roanoke. I didn't watch the one with the clowns and it was political.
Circus.
I don't remember what season that was.
Circus, I think. Or Carnival.
No, I watched Circus. Yeah, Carnival. But there was one where people were watching some kind of political thing on TV and
I think that was
broke
Cult.
in and.
Right. Okay. Anyway. Well,
okay, I didn't watch that one.
They got a little. Yeah. The newer seasons weren't as good as the originals. So, but love that show.
Yeah. But I'm with you. Yeah. Okay. Next on my list is Gerald's Game from 2017 with Carla Gugino and Bruce Greenwood. A woman's romantic getaway turns into a nightmare when her husband dies mid sexy bed games. Thank you, Sheldon. and Amy Farrah Fowler, and leaves her handcuffed to a bed.
Oh, I didn't.
I read the book. And I had to sit down and talk to somebody about it. It messed with me. It really messed with me. The movie, was good. I think just the general concept of the story is what really, really got to me. Because there's something about being emotionally vulnerable, but there's also something about being physically vulnerable and alone. And then you realize you're not alone, but you can't do anything about it. Man, anyway, it's really, and that's
Steven
also another one written by
stands the test
Stephen
of time. He's got some spooky, scary stuff.
Mhm.
The next one up for me is another TV show.
Yes.
It's The Haunting of Hill House, and that was released on Netflix in 2018. It stars Michelle Huisman. I don't know if I said that right. Huisman. Carla Gugino. Thank you. And Victoria Pedretti. A beautifully tragic ghost story that intertwines supernatural terror with the lingering trauma of a fractured family. This, I just felt like this show was done so beautifully. Not only the cinematography, it made it so spooky, but also the twist ending. I was not expecting how that storyline was going to play out, and I was like, well done. You know what? Because usually I have a pretty good idea of what's going to happen. I'm one of those people who tries to guess the whole movie, and I don't spoil it for myself ahead of time like Janet does and look things up. And this show, I was literally shocked by the twist. I was like, what? So I just thought it was so well done and such good acting and just loved it.
So that's also an anthology series, right? There's maybe 2 or 3 of those. And
I think the next season was Bly Manor.
Oh, okay. So is that the one where the girl was seeing visions and she wakes up and sees somebody in her face and then you find out later?
So good. And
that was so good.
And if you I'm not going to spoil it, because if you haven't watched The Haunting of Hill House on Netflix, go watch it and tell us what you think of that twist, because it is so freaking good. Probably one of the best twists ever. I did not see it coming
ever
at all. And it was just genuinely spooky. Very good.
Very good one. Very good one. That's another one I think where the house is a character, if it wouldn't have played out the same if they lived in an apartment, so anyway. All right, so next on my list is the original Poltergeist from 1982 with Jo Beth Williams and Craig T. Nelson. A suburban family's home becomes a gateway for malevolent spirits that abduct their young daughter. Malevolent. Not just nasty spirits, but malevolent. This whole movie, some of the characters, the little woman who's like oh God, I can't remember the name of her character. But she's a very short woman who she's like a
Oh, yeah.
medium or something. She always creeped me out. There's the really tall man in the black suit with the black hat, the very old man. I can't remember. Anyway, creeped me out. Um, and then I specifically remember a scene where a kid is in bed and they look across the room and see a toy and they know something's wrong, so they close their eyes, and when they look again, the toy is closer. So the toy moved by itself. How can the toy move by itself? And then it gets closer.
Yeah. That's another classic for sure.
Anyway. Classic. And there's also one that has another one of those behind the scenes where all of the things that happen to people involved in the filming of the movie. Have you ever seen that?
Oh,
like
yeah.
There's people who died, and it was like the movie
that's
was
true
cursed.
Of like they say that about The Exorcist also, which is not on my list, but also honorable mention to The Exorcist. Yeah, Poltergeist is a good one. So the next two on my list, I'm going to kind of combine them because they go together in my mind for some reason. But the first one is called What Lies Beneath, and it was released in the year 2000, and it stars Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford. And it's about a woman who begins to suspect her lakeside home and her marriage harbors chilling secrets from beyond the grave. And I put that together with this next one, Gothica, released in 2003. It stars Halle Berry and Robert Downey Jr., and it's about Halle Berry. She's a psychiatrist, wakes up as a patient in her own mental institution after being accused of murder, and she's haunted by something she can't explain. So both of these movies were so good to me at the time, and they just have always stuck with me over the years. They're both kind of like ghosts from the grave trying to tell someone their story kind of thing. And I just think that they were both really good, and you should watch them if you've never seen them, because they both have, first of all, phenomenal actors and actresses in them. Both, have a couple jump scares and whatever. And the storyline, like the reveal of the story of like what's happened is pretty good too in both of them. So I recommend both of them, What Lies Beneath and Gothica.
I watched What Lies Beneath way back, but I don't remember a lot about it other than Michelle. I feel like there's something about a car and a lake, but okay. And I've never seen Gothica before.
You'll have to watch it.
Okay, I'll add that to my list.
It's good.
Thank you. Okay, next on my list is the 2007 movie called 1408 with John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson, Mary McCormick. This is also based on a Stephen King short story, possibly, or book. A skeptical writer checks into a haunted hotel room only to face horrors that challenge his disbelief. And first of all, John Cusack, I love him. I love almost everything he's done. He's a brilliant actor. But this one, I feel like I had read the short story again, or whatever it was by Stephen King, and then I saw the movie. And it's so strange. Like, he goes into it like I would. Like, I'm like, oh, God, give me a break. We know this shit's not real. And then by the end of it, you're like, oh, my God, that shit's real. And, his experiences change him. So it was, and considering it was almost all him, there's some beginning
I think
and
I
the
saw
end
that
people,
movie like once when it came out, so I'm foggy on the details. But I feel like if I'm remembering correctly, it kind of reminds me of that movie Numbers with Jim Carrey, like kind of a spooky movie too. Nope, not Jim Carrey. There's another movie with Jim Carrey that's got numbers in a hotel room.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. This one was more like the actual hotel room itself. Yeah,
gotcha.
it just happened to be that room.
My next one is
I know
Us.
which one you're talking about. That was really good.
2019, Jordan
Yes.
Peele. First of all of his horror movies are so good for different reasons. Released in 2019, I think I said, but stars Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke. A family's beach vacation turns nightmarish when they encounter terrifying doppelgangers of themselves. And it really plays into like the parallel universe idea and like weird government things and like I don't know. That movie, I just felt like that movie was so good. Yeah, spooky.
Their voices. If they just sounded like you and me, it wouldn't have been half of what it was.
Yeah. So, I mean, big shout out to Jordan
really
Peele. He does
so
horror very well. He's like the modern horror guy.
Did you see?
Yes.
Did you see Nope?
About the aliens.
That was good.
That was so creepy. I feel like his films just like, they take a concept and they just go. They go the distance on that concept. And they're just so good. They just really make you think. So
I feel like he has a new one, or a new one is coming, but I can't put my finger on it.
Yes.
But yeah, I would probably.
While you're talking about your next one, I'll look up what he's got cooking.
Oh, thank you. We don't want to leave anybody hanging, so thank you. Next on my list is the 2005 film The Exorcism of Emily Rose. And this stars Laura Linney and Tom Wilkinson, and Dexter's sister from the series Dexter plays Emily. A priest is put on trial after a failed exorcism leads to a young woman's mysterious death. And, I mean, give me an exorcism any day of the week. Like, you can reel me in with an exorcism with any movie or TV show. I love Laura Linney. She was so good in this movie. And I don't know what it is. Growing up in a Christian household, going to church, I was Methodist, so we don't really talk about things like demons. But there's just something about that, I guess the relationship, I don't know, with Christianity, with God versus evil and demons, and just gets me every time.
I really like that movie too.
Brilliantly done movie.
I think exorcism movies definitely get you. And just to follow up on Jordan Peele, he actually just had a movie release in September called Him. I know, which I haven't gone to see yet, but it's about an athlete and a professional athlete and whatever. And it looks like
it's about
right. And it looks
football,
like,
but not football.
Oh, never mind. Okay. So yeah, that's his most recent is Him, which we should see. Janet. Oh, you have?
I have seen it.
Oh, you did?
Rocked my world. I will go see it again with you if you want to go see it, so we can talk about it.
Well,
you
heard it here first, listeners. Dear
movie.
Listeners, we're going to go see it. My next one is Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
Hello. That was released in 1991. Stars Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins, and it's about a young FBI trainee who must seek the help of an imprisoned cannibalistic killer to catch another serial murderer. And this one is one of the movies that were inspired by Ed Gein. And just honestly a classic. In 91, I definitely did not watch it in 91 because I was only 6. So thank goodness my parents didn't do that to me. But I did see it. I don't remember the first time I saw it, but it's just so good. It's just a good movie. So if you haven't seen it, it's a classic. Definitely recommend it. It's not like a spooky jump out at you story either. It's like murderer, scary. Yeah,
sinister. It's very sinister, I think. And if it weren't, I don't know that anyone could have done Anthony as good as Anthony Hopkins, as well as Anthony Hopkins did in that role. Yeah. Next on my list is Hellraiser from 1987. Andrew Robinson, Claire Higgins, Doug Bradley. A man's search for forbidden pleasures opens a portal to a dimension ruled by the sadistic Cenobites. And I did not see this in 1987, because that would have messed me up. And I'm sure if I went back and watched it now, I would be like, oh, please, this is so silly. But the first time I saw it, just it was so creepy, and there was a gory feel to it as well. And then Pinhead shows up. And now when I see that, I'm thinking, oh, I wonder how much time he had to spend in makeup every day for every scene. Or was it a cap that they put on that had the pin? But then the first time you see it, you're like, he's got pins in his head. So when I saw this, I was not as cynical and clinical as
I've
tend
never
to be
seen
these
it,
days.
but I don't really have a desire to.
An oldie but goodie. And there are several squeakles.
Yeah,
I don't even know how many.
They've sequeled a lot
the
of
first
these
one
like
was the
old
rough
classic movies
one.
into like, come on, quit. You know, the next one on my list is The Conjuring.
Oblivion.
And that was released in 2013. It stars Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. It's based on the true cases of paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. A family's farmhouse becomes a battleground against demonic evil. And there's a couple more Conjuring movies as well that talk about or that are based on other investigations of Ed and Lorraine Warren. But if you don't know who Ed and Lorraine are, they were real people who were paranormal investigators. Lorraine, I don't remember what she called herself, a psychic or a medium or something along those lines.
Medium, yeah.
And they're world famous for the work that they've done in the field of paranormal research. So definitely a spooky movie. The acting was fantastic. And just like kind of that classic horror movie feel to those movies, like spooky, foggy cemetery at night, like that kind of feel. So I've always liked those movies.
Yeah, I did sort of an honorable mention of all the Conjuring movies because I don't even know how many are in that family. I think Annabelle is also part of that.
But yeah,
that group. Yeah, but yeah, I agree, and also the fact that it's based on what real people experienced.
Yeah, agreed.
It
makes it more
fascinates
spooky
me.
too.
So yeah, good call. Next on my list is Saw from 2004. Carrie Elwes, Lee Winnell, and Tobin Bell. And again, it was more gore horror, I guess.
Yes.
But what really got me, and again, this movie's 21 years old, so spoilers, not my problem. These two men awaken in a deadly trap orchestrated by the sadistic jigsaw killer forced to make unthinkable choices to survive, blah, blah, blah. Gore, death, blah, 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 stress, trauma. But at the very end, dude wasn't dead. And that,
100%.
Again,
and
threw my little brain
I feel like
the
the Saw movies sort of brought the body horror genre to mainstream, in my opinion. I mean, because they are the epitome of body horror. Yeah. People are cutting off their limbs and shit to get out of these traps, and they're very gory. They're very gross.
Right.
Ugh. Like I just I've seen the first one, maybe a couple of the sequels back in the day, but I will never watch them again. I don't want to.
I know.
Once was enough.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely classics in the horror genre. My last two, my last two I'm going to combine again because they're both Stephen King. Misery, released in 1990. It stars Kathy Bates and James Caan, and it's about an injured author becomes the captive of his number one fan in a claustrophobic battle of obsession and survival. And then, of course, It, also released in 1990. And that stars Tim Curry, Richard Thomas, and John Ritter. A group of childhood friends reunites as adults to confront the shape-shifting clown that terrorized their small town decades earlier. Both of those movies, I mean, as I mentioned before, It was my first horror movie and it terrified me. And and it just, again, in that genre of Stephen King, both of these movies, the storyline is just so creepy and spooky and like, ugh. Misery, Jesus, like, wow, that movie.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, you should go see Misery. I've not read the book, but I'm sure it is also good. It is like 1,000 pages, so literally. I haven't read that book either because it's really, really large. But the movie is good. So both of those Stephen King shout outs, and both are just spooky. I mean, I don't know that you can really go wrong with Stephen King.
No, you can't. Except for the
I haven't
Langoliers,
seen
which
that.
are really stupid. Have you seen the remakes of it? I think there have been a few. There's another one coming out.
I saw the first one
series coming
with
out.
Skarsgård, right? Yeah, that one was good. I thought he's very scary. He does so good in a scary role.
Yes.
So I definitely thought that was good. I don't think I saw the sequels of the new ones, but
yeah. Okay. Yeah, Skarsgård was also he was Nosferatu in the most recent release. Yeah. All right. Since you did some combos, I still have 4 on my list, so I'm going to go through these quickly because I know everyone's taking notes and wants to rush out to watch everything we're recommending. Sinister, Sinister from 2012, Ethan Hawke and Juliette Rylance. Anything with Ethan Hawke, enough said. A true crime writer discovers disturbing home movies that reveal a supernatural entity linked to brutal murders. He buys the house because it's a murder house, and he's going to write a book, which was a huge mistake. The score to that movie will mess you up. Like, not even the movie itself, but anyway, so good. Insidious from 2010, Patrick Wilson and Rose Byrne, parents enlist paranormal experts when their son falls into a coma and becomes a vessel for dark spirits. It was really good. And there's a scene, what always gets me is when you're looking at something and you turn away, and when you look back, there's something horrible there that wasn't there before, and it scares the crap out of you. Yeah, like I screamed out loud. I never. There's a scene in this movie.
It's always the bathroom mirror scenes for me.
Scare the crap out of me.
When they're looking in the bathroom mirror, they open it up and they close it, and there's somebody behind them. That always makes me shit my pants. I mean, yes. So that gets me too, girl.
And if I think about it too much, like if I'm brushing my teeth and looking in the mirror and it's dark, like it's at night or something, and I look down, and then when I look back up, I'm like, oh God, what's going to be there? Like I have those moments because I've watched too much scary shit. Anyway, highly recommend this one. I don't even know if it ever made it to the theaters. It's called Session 9 from 2001 with David Caruso and Peter Mullen. An asbestos crew working in an abandoned mental asylum begins to unravel under the building's haunting influence. It's a little slow, but it is creepy as fuck. I highly recommend
I've never watched
this one.
it. I'm gonna have to go ahead.
Something about
I'll have to check that out.
You will. It's so good. So good. And then finally, at the end of my list is a movie that was released this year, Longlegs, with Nicolas Cage and Micah Monroe. An FBI agent investigates a decades-old serial killer case intertwined with occult forces in her own dark past. I have never seen Nicolas Cage in a role like this, and that man has done brilliant. That man has done horrific, awful. This is something new that he has never done, and it is one of the creepiest things I've ever seen. His voice, his appearance, so
I'll have to watch it.
freaking
I didn't watch
creepy.
Okay.
You should.
Just add it to the TBW
So
list.
up.
You know, there's the TBR list for readers, the to be read. So I'm going to put it on my TBW, to be watched list. Longlegs. Well, thank you.
And you're welcome.
So that wraps up our, I don't know, I don't know if I'd say favorite scare. Some are favorites. Some are just like, watch this if you want to remember it for the rest of your life and be fucked up in the brain. And others are just classics. So if you are wanting to get your spooky on for the next week or so, because Spooky Day is next Friday when this will be releasing. So I'm talking in the past or future. I don't know. You will hear this and
future Rachel.
Anyways, so just prepare your spooky pants. Wear it depends if you need to, because you might dookie your pants. You never know. Let's get the
yeah,
for sure.
And sleep with the lights on. Yeah. And before we say goodbye, I just wanted to do a quick shout out.
Yep.
Do people still do shout outs? Anyway, whatever you want to call it. We love doing this podcast and we love talking about movies and TV shows. If you can't tell, we absolutely love it. And we hope the world is listening, but we know we have some listeners. And I just wanted to say a special thank you. We have listeners in Canada, Australia, Scotland, Sweden, Germany, Spain, UK, Ireland, Italy, Portugal, India, Philippines, Ghana, Singapore, and Georgia. You know who you are. If you are that one person in Ghana who happened to download our podcast and listen to it, all the love is coming right at you across the lands and the waters.
The lands and the waters. Aw.
And more lands and more waters. So.
And to our United States listeners, we'll shout, and that was Georgia, the country, by the way.
The country, Georgia. Thank you.
Country, Georgia. And some of our United States listeners are from Virginia, North Carolina, obviously, California and Washington, Michigan, Massachusetts, New York, Ohio, Tennessee, New Jersey, Oregon, South Carolina, Colorado, Georgia, the state, Illinois, Maine, North Dakota, and Utah. Thank you so much for your support. And for listening to us ramble on and on and on about things that we care about and not everyone does. But thank you for listening to us breathe and talk.
And we hope you have an extra spooky, dark and twisty, frightening Halloween. And we'll talk to you on the next episode.
Yes. Happy spooky season. Okay, bye.
This episode was produced by Ryan Wyrick.
Follow us on Instagram at Should I Watch That 25 and on Facebook at Should I Watch That.
Email us at shouldIwatchthat25@gmail.com.
Like, follow, and review wherever you listen to us.
Or wherever you cast your pods. Thanks.
Thank you.